made you
Yeah.
want to be involved with this esports community?
So what made me want to be involved in esports and ultimately a team owner in the NADCL? I've been an esports fan for the better part of the past 10, 15 years. Multiple different games, different platforms, just have really enjoyed esports overall. My wife and I have always talked about getting involved in some way, whether that be a team or like donating to have a team at a high school or something, middle school that our kids one day attend. We've just always wanted to be involved in some way, and the opportunity in the NADCL came about just being a fan of NA Dota and just Dota content in general. Came over your video one day on YouTube and explaining the format and everything, and showed it to my wife, and we immediately messaged and reached out about joining the NADCL season 4.
You had to go through the process of creating a new brand. What are some of the unique aspects
Yeah.
about your team and how it led to the Honored Vanguard that you
Yeah, so,
landed on?
so so how we got to the Honored Vanguard ultimately, I don't know that we had ever anticipated creating our own brand. I had done that as a streamer before, and realized how difficult that was. So I don't know if that was ever our initial goal. Like I had mentioned, I think our goal, or the primary objective would have always been to like kind of glom on to something that was already established, whether it be like a high school and just saying, hey, let's get you an esports team, and then you're just that high school's mascot esports team. Um, but getting here into the NADCL was kind of a unique journey just because it was the opportunity of kind of in that way glomming on, but then having the ability to still be a unique brand. So we didn't start that way, but it was kind of a fun process of getting there because we got to create our own thing, and we had family participate and input, and that was really cool when we kind of created it this way.
Yeah, I totally love that, man. That's awesome. Going into like the team management aspect of NADCL, what sort of maybe philosophies or principles are you gonna sort of use to guide you? How are you gonna make these difficult decisions?
Yeah, so the principles that we're gonna probably carry on in leadership and team management are gonna be towards growth and towards building community. Obviously the NADCL is not a professional league or anything like that yet. It could be as we build and grow, but right now it's more about harboring talent and fostering that growth. So I think those are the important things that I'm identifying, and those are the things that I would you know um, really focus on as a team leader. Because you're going to have so much turnover in your team, that's both a good and a bad thing. Turnover a lot of times can lead to people having to learn new strategies or work with new team members, which is a great part of growth. So I think those are really good aspects. But again, in terms of like building unity and knowing what your teammate is going to do and anticipate those kinds of things, those probably won't develop in a week's time. 5 or 6 team members. I think the thing to focus on in this platform is to focus on growth, working as that team that you are in that short period of time, building how can we improve, things like that.
How do you enjoy the game?
For a long time I was a ranked only guy. I thought, why play the game if you're not going to like put it all out there. um Recently, because of just time constraints of having 2 small children, I don't want to ruin my teammates' experience of MMR by not being able to finish games. So lately, it's been much more of a turbo experience, unless I can really feel like I have that dedicated time and space to play some ranked games. I don't know why I feel like it's such a different thing, but yeah, I definitely don't want to like half-ass in a ranked game on my teammates' behalf. So I've been more of a turbo gamer lately, which it's not a bad mode. It's fine.
Tell me a core gaming memory of yours. Not like it could be like an esports event that you attended. I know you've gone to a bunch, but maybe an esports event memory that is pretty core for you. But then also maybe a gaming moment of your own of you being a player.
The the first one that came to mind, whenever the N64 came out, whatever year that was, we got Mario 64, and my cousins lived right down the street, so there was like 4 of us, and we just sat in front of that thing and tried to like figure out how to get the first star on that bomb guy on the top of that mountain. And I was the one who figured it out and got the star, and it was just like such an elated moment. Like, I've beaten all you other nerds. Like, I'm better than you. I figured it out, and I just remember that was like my first like I get this gaming thing, and I really like that was like the bug for me. I just remember playing games a lot since then. And then Dota specifically, to answer that part, I just went to the Berlin Major, and that was incredible to finally go to a Dota event. I've been to many other esports events that were non-Dota related, but that was my first Dota event, and it was very cool to be around people who like the same thing that you do and can like intelligently talk to you about it like while it's going on. It was a very cool experience to be in a room full of nerds that like the same nerdy thing that you do.
How did you get into Dota?
So I got into Dota through Warcraft 3. I played Warcraft 3 and then like World of Warcraft, and a friend in the Marine Corps showed me the Dota mod, and we played that a lot while I was in the service. And then when I got out in 2013, when I first started playing Dota 2, and then TI3 happened, and that's when I first understood how to play Dota. So I played Dota 2 rather, for like 6 months, not really understanding how to play it properly. And then I saw TI3, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is how Dota is supposed to be played. And yeah, that's how I've been into Dota 2 since.
Who is your favorite Dota hero and why?
Abaddon, just kind of the Arthas Knight, and that was what I played in WoW, was Death Knights. So I don't know, he just seems to fit, and he's like my play style of hero too, like the tanky guy who also can like help his team. I don't know, he just seems like a really versatile hero, and I usually do very well with him.
Is there anything else, outside of Dota that you like to do when you're not gaming?
Uh, so the big things right now have been obviously the kiddos. I have two sons. One is 14 months and one is almost a month old. So things are just kind of very chaotic around here, but in a good way. My hobbies right now have been a lot of things to do with them. So we've been going on walks and to the park, doing things like that. Things that you haven't done in a long time that you go, oh wow, this is actually pretty fun, and I forgot about this. Um, Outside of that, I've been getting into cooking a lot and making just fun foods for the family. And then yeah, in those other times and blocks I find it, I've been working on NADCL stuff and playing them turbo mode games.
Anything else you want to share with NADCL viewers that are listening?
I just appreciate all the support for not only the Honored Vanguard, but the league as a whole. I hope everybody enjoys the content that's created and the games that are played. I hope we get a lot of good players. I hope some of these players are able to move on to higher level competition, and it would be cool to see competing on a big stage one day and know that I may have had a part in their success. That's ultimately what this is all about for me. It's just a game I've really enjoyed, and a community that I'm still learning and growing in, and I just want to see the success in it so that I can, like you said, share it with my kiddos one day, and hopefully they'll climb to the top of the NA ladder and be the next TI winners for NA or something. Hopefully sooner, but hey, if it takes that long, it takes that long.